said, well, he wasn't lying about something. Okay, let me speed up because he had been previously sentenced to. Happened to me before. I experienced it before. Okay, there has never been one before. It's unprecedented. They anticipated the censure. One has to accept the accomplished fact. There is or was nothing one could do about it. It was already too late. This was the dictionary saying. Okay, so when we're reading the dictionary on what we're asking Allah, help us pull this off like this. And then stuff start coming out of the air. You start doing stuff. You're not going to sit there and you're going to listen and wait for a hint. Although you do that sometimes, like if we got to go somewhere, do something important. We do, well, I'm expecting a message soon. Something like that. This is preparation. This is anticipation, real anticipation. This stuff has never happened before. What's happening here has never happened before. Can you turn the heat on a little bit? This stuff slips up on you. This is one of the funny days. Okay. I'm going to try to get on past this because I'll be the rest of the day just dealing with the opening. Antecedent, precedence, priority, premeditation, willfulness. That means that what we've been doing has been premeditated. Okay. And that don't mean that we sit there and premeditated it all in our mind. Because the Quran tells us that Allah helps you from avenues you don't know nothing about. Going to help you from ways, avenues. Some say ways and methods, and some say avenues. That street that you're going to ride here on, you didn't even know it was a street. You didn't know where it was. You had never been there before. But that's the way you're going to come, or that's the way Allah is going to take you down that street. And you can be visible or invisible because Allah is in charge of all of that stuff. And he can have boss man can see you, and he'll be psychoparalysis. He just paralyzed. Allah will paralyze him. Allah will allow you to make fun of it. What did I call it? Embarrassadors, not ambassadors, but embarrassadors. You're going to embarrass. See, just imagine if the Negroes understand what's been going on all this time, they would be embarrassed that they didn't do anything like this. And boss man would be embarrassed, which he is. He's embarrassed that everything we say is 20 years out in front of him. It happened. We've been talking about this all over, boss man, since day one. Right? And now imagine his concept, his self-concept. That he get in all of these fights and he got all the weapons and all the people and all the money and he lose every time. Something is wrong with him. Right? Something is wrong with him. Something is wrong with his system. Or it could be right because they talk about at the end of empires, it gets into these heavy wars and no return, And they lose all these, they just lose They destroyed Libya. But for what? They destroyed Libya. Now all the people, they say, we don't want all the people in Europe. Well, Libya used to stop them and help them all and send stuff down there in Africa, right? He was the king of Africa. And you destroyed him, ha, 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 and now everybody goes there to go all over Europe. Can you imagine in 20 years what Europe will look like? Europe used to be Europeans. And all those people coming have 3 times as many children as the white folks in Europe. So in 40 years, they will, whatever history is saying, their children will possibly be kind of like the ones here. See, the ones that immigrated here and their children, basically call them bootlickers. But have you noticed, have you been hearing some of the Muslim children at the universities lately? Hey, wait a minute. You know why? They say, we're Americans. We have a right to, you can't do that to us. You can't do that. That's unconstitutional. Their parents never said nothing like that, right? So, hey. And then Negroes doing a few things right. That's why the people in Ferguson was a sister city of one of the places in Palestine. Everything is in the weave right now. Boss man will look up in a few minutes, a few days, a few hours. Allah's in charge of it, but we're not in a hurry to wait much longer. So, premeditation, willfulness, anticipatory, of course, triumphant, antecedent, preceding, previous, prior, former, all of that stuff. Priority, aspakia. Okay. So premeditation and all of that comes from the Arabic dictionary, Hanswehr of the As-Sabiqun. And just a few things we would like to. So for us, things that people like and don't like if we like adversity because it's healthy. Adversity, the Quran does it over and over again. Because if you want to build muscle, what do? You pick up a heavy weight and put tension on your muscles, you get bigger and stronger. And pretty soon 100 pounds is like too light, and pretty soon 200 pounds is too light. And pretty soon, why? Because you are working with things that are dead, but they put tension on your muscles. Right? In order to move them, you have to get stronger. If you move them, you definitely get stronger, right? If you tried to move them at first and you couldn't move them, say you got 600 or 700 pounds on a barbell, right? You get out there and try to deadlift. If you just try for several months and you can't move it just by trying, right? You getting super strong just by trying, right? So you getting super, pretty soon that boy might start easing up a little bit, right? So even when you try against an object or an obstacle, you get stronger. That's what adversity is. Adversity is healthy. A lot of people don't like it, and we love it. So adversity is good for growth. It's good for self-empowerment. And we've always been down for adversity. And there are words we'll get to it later for adversity. And of Quran and in Hadith. Stay focused on goals, purposes. Visualize success. What does success look like to us? Not what it looks like to the people, but what does success look like to us? For us, everything we're visualizing and we see, although there are thousands of people getting killed, homes being bombed, it is a success from where we're looking at it. From where we're looking at it, that's a superpower or ultra power expending and turning the world against it. Right? It's just a mean country. It's like Allah gave it after World War II the ability it could have done anything, and all it did was Korea and Vietnam, and just killed and murdered people. A lot of people don't know they had hired the Nazis in '47 to develop the CIA. It's unbelievable. Then there's rumors about Nazis getting away, even about Hitler getting away, living out in Argentina, stuff like that. It doesn't make any difference, but what the heck? They're gonna get they wind up getting all the Nazi gold and everything back. Anyway, stay focused on goals, purposes. Visualize success. Find the lesson. Life happens for you, not to you. What do I mean by that? The stuff that's happening, we wouldn't say, they're doing this to us, they're doing that to us, they're doing that, right? That's the wrong attitude. They're doing that for us. That's really a big help. Thank you, boss man. Oh, he's just a good boss man. He don't think he's good. He's trying to hurt you, but you're looking at it like, I really appreciate everything you're doing. And I appreciate the way you're doing it. Yeah. So, find the lesson in everything. Life happens for you, not to you. This happened. The people are so sad all the time. It's for a reason. We'll try to speed up. Work on your skills. There's always room for improvement. Be prepared for the future. Help prepare a positive, healthy, balanced future. That's what we're about. Get inspired, stay inspired. Here we say get a coach. This is a coach to help you develop your skills. But actually, there's no one around or alive that could help us coach in this arena because nobody has ever played in this game before on this level.
That's important.
Huh?
That's important.
Yeah, it's that we have to, that's what As-Sabiqun do.
Right.
They go out and they find a way, they're trailblazers. You see what I mean? That's their job. So every now and then when Dr. Siddiqui said what he said, he was the biggest around, so if he's saying, get with this guy, you know. And at first, everybody was pretending like I heard that. You know the hadith, like Gadir Kum, when everybody heard what Prophet said about Ali radiallahu anhu. But after a while, they all got forgetful. They was commenting, yeah, man, that's deep. But they didn't act on that hadith, right? It's the same thing with Dr. Siddiqui. They knew what they heard. Everybody knew what they heard. And I could tell they heard because when I came back the next time, a few months later, they had already, all of them together had concocted. Now, see, you have to be friendly or happy-minded or something to know that all of those people are against you. The whole government is against you, the whole thing, with all of its apparatuses. Hey, yeah, it's a big deal. Elevate expectations. Elevate expectations. I got some words here that they got many words for adversity that I had copied quickly. Man, that gadget, that telephone, I swear, that telephone is unbelievable. And I'm at the beginning of my discovery of that gadget. First, the kids was telling me, Dad, this is years ago, you don't have to pack and copy all of those DVDs. All of that stuff is on the thing. And I would be copying lectures. You don't have to copy them. And then I just started looking, and when I pressed my mouse, all of the history come up, all the old films of them I had never seen in my life. You know what I mean? Made by Britain and their prison camps and what it mean and all of that. And so, and on Islam, they got lectures. And I used to go to the library all the time to get tons of books. I haven't been out on a when. And it almost seems like cheating is so easy. You can punch in an Arabic word or English word, get the Arabic meaning, or get all the ayats and go da-da-da-da-da. You don't need a thesaurus, you don't need nothing. But to sit there and push a few buttons, it's ridiculous. It's almost like cheating. It ain't traveling for knowledge, you're just sitting. They all call it sitting for knowledge. And it's all correct and it's all good, you know what I mean? Right. And it was, yesterday I was just looking up adversity, and it had 400 places you could find something like that, or references to adversities or close proximities to adversity, you know what I mean? And I just pushed the button. I just pushed the button. Unbelievable. And some people, me included, don't even, I'm just getting in, and that's only 1/10 of what the phone can do. It probably flies itself and do anything it wants. It's unbelievable about modern times. It's got all this stuff in the library, it's got, I'm gonna stick with Ikra, but that's because I like to do it. But you can push a button, all the eyes deal with certain things, line up for you. It's unbelievable. So one of our things is it's converge, disengage, and reconstitute. Converge is to bring this stuff together. You have to study the system long enough to where you're like, sometimes we're here a long time, we're disengaged from this, we're studying the system. We're not engaged with it, although the system is, we're engaged enough so it keep you know what I mean? But then when we reconstitute ourselves, it's unbelievable. Okay, now the reconstitution deals with action, putting all this together, and it's a good period. This observance of human behavior. happy as HELL that we're here and we get an opportunity to do this. That's wonderful. You know, when we look at life, they didn't give our people a chance. They don't give nobody a chance. The quicker they get you, if they can kill the baby in the womb, they'll kill it. If they have to wait until it get out of the womb and bust its head upside a rock, they'll do that. Or if it gets grown, they'll sabotage it, they'll do this, and you know, that's their process. We're dealing with a mean system. To do and say the things that we do and get away with it mean that we're getting extra help. You know, we're getting real time help from somebody who know what we need. Why? Because we have withstood longer and heavier attacks over an extended period of time, more than anyone else. I mean, remember now, we're taking our history and we're looking at, well, what did Booker T. Washington go through? What did Talented Tim go through? What did this, you know, we're studying. Here, we're studying abroad. And for what we're doing right now, hey, and adjusting, how fast do we adjust to modern times? You know, like people say, you're supposed to be against the system. Well, that was last week. This week, we made an analysis. And then you have to be able to upgrade and update your analysis. If it looked like we had forever and a day to do, or not that long, but to do certain things, okay, we're going to build Islamic movement, we're going to build black people up, it'll take 1,000 years, but we'll do it. But then when it gets like now, right, you have to tell black people, hey, y'all, your program to go to school, to get your degree and join the system, now do it in a hurry. Wherever you're at, go do it and make them pay for the rest of your education. Don't wait till you get your master's degree and nothing else. Go join today. You can test-wise, you'll be smart enough to do anything you want. Get in there now. Because all of us can see